Bleacher Report has revealed 3 big trades the Pittsburgh Steelers should be looking at to improve their roster for this upcoming season. So, the draft is over, free agency is basically near its end, and now OTAs have started, training camps in a soon start, and then the preseason and regular season. So, Bleacher Report has revealed 3 trades the Pittsburgh Steelers should be looking at in outside areas to improve their roster for this upcoming season. In all of the trades they mention, the biggest name by far is linebacker Isaiah Simmons. And I mentioned him as linebacker, but he's really played all over the Cardinals defense his first few years in the league. And even in college, he played all over their defense as well. And if you remember, just earlier in the week, the Cardinals cut DeAndre Hopkins from their team. They cut their number 1 wide receiver, and they didn't save any money. They cut him. And if you remember late towards last season, Kyler Murray, quarterback number 1 for them, that he got injured. Meaning now the Cardinals don't have quarterback number 1, they don't have wide receiver number 1. Meaning since they didn't come anywhere close to making the playoffs last season, this season they're not going to come anywhere close. Meaning they might be having a fire sale on their team. And Bleacher Report has revealed the Pittsburgh Steelers should be looking into trading for Isaiah Simmons. I don't know what the draft compensation would be, what pick the Steelers would be trading to get Isaiah Simmons, but back in 2020, Isaiah Simmons was drafted 8th overall in the draft. But his time with the Cardinals has not been panning out the way they would have hoped. He's only had 7.5 sacks in 3 seasons, and he's looking to increase his value. That's not really all of his fault. Because he's really played all over their defense, he's not been used at one position. Coming in so young to the league, you want to have a chance to play one position to kind of master that before you get all over the defense. He's not been really given a chance to play a certain position to get used to it in the NFL. He's been playing all over, meaning his production has been lacking in all areas, and he hasn't really panned out for them. And in case you're wondering what I mean when I say he's played a lot of positions, he's played 58% of his snaps in 2021 at inside linebacker, 23% at outside linebacker, and 16% at slot corner, meaning that he's not really been in one position, and it's not like he's been getting a lot of playing time either. If he was playing most of the snaps, just say 85%, okay, that's a lot of snaps at each of those positions. But because he wasn't playing a lot and has not been playing a lot, that's really a few snaps at each of those positions, not giving him a chance to learn and master a position and become really great at it. And in 2022, through week 15, he's played 36% of his snaps at inside linebacker, 14 at outside linebacker, and 45 at slot cornerback. You see the big difference from year 1 in 2021 and then year 2022. He played most of his snaps at inside linebacker in 2021, but most of his snaps at slot cornerback in 2022. So the positions for him has been switching, but with the Steelers really don't need a guy to play all over the defense. They need a really good inside linebacker, an off-ball linebacker, and someone who's fast enough to reach the outside, and they would give him a chance to master that position. Because with Devin Bush, they drafted him, and he's a guy who had speed, but he hasn't really panned out, and now he's with the Seattle Seahawks. The Steelers brought in a couple linebackers. One is injured and has really not been going through a lot of motions in OTAs and has been limited, so bringing in Isaiah Simmons could be a big deal for the Steelers and give them the inside linebacker of the future. He's still only 24 years old, so he still has a lot of time left. And now, given a chance to master one position, he could really be a value trade for the Steelers. As I said, I don't know which draft compensation the Steelers would be giving up, but it could really be a low risk, high reward situation for the Steelers if he does end up panning out. And if he doesn't, then at least you tried giving the guy who's a number 8th pick in 2020 a chance with your team. That is the first trade they mention and the biggest one. Next, they mention the Pittsburgh Steelers should be looking at a right tackle of the Green Bay Packers, Yosh Nijman, and they mentioned he'd be the perfect player for the Steelers to target in 2023. Right now, he's 27 years old, but he's really a big part of the Green Bay Packers, so I have no reason to think they would actually trade for him or that the Green Bay Packers would let him go. And right now, the Pittsburgh Steelers have a lot of tackles on their team who could play the position. For example, they have Broderick Jones at left tackle, they have Dan Moore Jr. at left tackle, they have Chunks Okorafor at right tackle. But Dan Moore Jr. has revealed that he's learning to play right tackle. So if you're going to be trained for a right tackle, what are you going to do with Chunks Okorafor? He's not going to be able to play any position on the line, even though he's played left tackle before. You're not going to move him over to left tackle when you already have Dan Moore and Broderick Jones fighting for a spot. So you're really trading and wasting draft compensation in a trade, or trading away other players for a right tackle that you're going to have a hard time playing because you already have Chunks Okorafor on the team. Yes, they could cut Chunks Okorafor and save money, but I really have no reason to think that the Green Bay Packers would first give up the right tackle in Nijman, or the Steelers would even want to trade for a right tackle. If they're going to trade for someone on the offensive line, I would see them going for a center, but they even have Mason Cole at position. So there's no reason for them to trade for a right tackle, and Jordan Love is becoming his first season as a QB. You don't want to give away his right tackle position, someone who's going to need a block for him. You want to have a solid line behind Jordan Love, and train away your right tackle, and a guy who also played left tackle isn't a good idea. So this trade that Bleacher Report has revealed is not really a good one for either teams, I believe. And they would both benefit from just staying put from this trade. Next, Bleacher Report has revealed another trade candidate. It's another tackle. His name is Terrence Steele. He's 25 years old, and now he's working himself back from an injury with the Dallas Cowboys last season. The injury that he suffered is one of the biggest injuries you could get. It's an ACL and MCL injury, and he has played right tackle and left tackle. Once again, this trade doesn't make any sense from the Steelers' standpoint. Why would they want to trade for a player, an offensive tackle, who's not going to get any playing time on the team, is going to become a free agent next season, and still isn't even able to participate in all of the drills because of his injury he suffered last season? There's no reason for them to trade for a player. They already been through that with Zach Banner, and like I said, from the other player they suggested a trade for, the right tackle from Green Bay, the Steelers don't need a right tackle. They don't need a left tackle. They're kind of solid on the offense line as well. They already have training camp battles going on. So why would you trade for another tackle who's not going to have any playing time? You're just wasting draft compensation. Yes, maybe midway through the season, if something goes wrong, yes, you could trade for a player. But he's becoming a free agent next season, and the Steelers probably won't even re-sign him next season. So you're just giving away draft compensation that you could use in the draft to get a solid player. So once again, this doesn't make any sense from the Steelers standpoint. It would make sense from the Cowboys standpoint because they may be looking to unload him, knowing that he's recovering from an injury that's very serious and that he's a free agent. So it makes sense from a Dallas standpoint to get something for him, but from the Steelers standpoint, it doesn't. So in total, these are the three trades: Isaiah Simmons from the Cardinals, the right tackle Yosh Nijman from Green Bay Packers, and the offensive tackle Terrence Steele from the Dallas Cowboys. Those are the three trades Bleacher Report reveals the Pittsburgh Steelers should be looking at, but I believe the only one they should truly be looking at is linebacker Isaiah Simmons. The other ones don't make sense. But usually the Steelers don't make trades this time of year. If they're going to make a trade, they should be waiting for midway through the season. See how players pan out, see what the team needs. Sometimes your team needs something more at the trade deadline, so just wait till then to make a trade to upgrade the team. Yes, Isaiah Simmons right now, if you could bring him in, sure. But in the other areas like offense tackle and stuff like that, just wait for the trade deadline, and usually people become more available, and the Steelers could make more upgrades to help the team right then and there and know what they need instead of guessing and hopefully them panning out. So with that being said, let me know down in the comments below. How do you feel about these three trades that Bleacher Report has revealed the Pittsburgh Steelers should be looking at to improve their team? Do you believe they should be looking at Isaiah Simmons? Do you believe they should be bringing him in? Do you believe the Steelers should be looking at Yosh Nijman from Green Bay Packers? Do you want him to be brought in? Do you believe they should be looking at Terrence Steele? Do you want them to bring him in? Or do you believe you want none of them, one of them, two of them? How much do you want of them? So let me know down in the comments below. And also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well if you like serious content and analysis reports. Like the video, turn on post notifications down below for this channel as well so you get notified whenever I post the next series video. I covered all of free agency. I covered all the draft, all of our signings we've had, all the trades we've had. I made profiles on all the new players. So if you want to go watch it, they're on the channel. Go ahead and just know every news, every rumor from OTAs, training camp, preseason, regular season, back, repeating the whole cycle into the draft. Just know I'm covering it all. So stay tuned, like, comment, and subscribe with notifications on. And I'll see you guys all later. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.